We're
yeah?
ready to go live.
Yeah, there we go. Let's make sure everything is popping up here. Okay. We got day 2 happening.
Now.
Yeah, happening now.
Because it's live. Yeah.
Okay. Let's move this out here.
Good.
Let's put this away.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea.
This is going to go. You know what? I'm going to stick this in for now. And then I want to say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody.
Welcome back to Lauer's channel.
Oh.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll let you say hi to everybody, too. Hey. Connor, what's up? There we go. I got a little cross volume there. Just making sure everything's... I'm still new at this, so I'm just trying to make sure everything's working right. All right. If you are sitting there watching, drop a hello in chat. Good afternoon, everybody. Let me know you're here. I just like to see who's spying on me today.
Well, it's not really spying if you know they're spying.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If I know they're watching, it's not really creepy. Not too creepy.
Yeah.
All right. We've got we got like 2 or 3 people in here. Cool. All right, let's I'm just making sure I got everything. Evo XO, hello. I'm just getting all my windows set up here. OBS. And this guy. All right. That's pretty good. Yeah, we're Connor, we're streaming at 1080p. 1080p. Yeah, that's I got my cam link in, and I was actually playing around with it yesterday, but Canon M50 is not really a streaming camera. Like, you have to do a bunch of little hacks and stuff to get it to work right. So, and I'm still figuring it out. So if you see like the little camera info pop up on the bottom of the screen, I've been noticing it kind of flickers in and out like every 20 minutes or so. I'm still trying to figure out why the heck that's happening, but oh well. Hey, at least it looks good, right? Yeah. Well, you want to say hi to everybody? Let's get this down to your level here.
Hi, everybody.
Do you want to say anything to everybody?
Welcome back to Lauer's channel.
Yeah.
Making a workbench.
We're making a workbench. So what do we still have to do today?
We should at least try to get 2 of these things done on your checklist today.
We need to get
Foot
2 things done. All right.
Foot cuts. At least 2. And
Okay.
if we want, we can also do the top bottom frames.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do kind of these 3 things today.
Okay. Which is the first thing that we need to do on that list?
First thing we'll need to do is the foot frame.
Front frame.
Front frame.
Yeah. Okay. So before we continue, do you know where your safety glasses are? All right.
You can either have them in here like this if you're following along with this.
Okay. And do you know where your earmuffs are in case it gets loud?
Oh, I know where they are.
Okay.
Where they should be.
And for the rest of you guys, I will try and let you know when there's headphone warnings, because things get loud in here. Eduardo, what's up, my dude? How you doing? Good to see you here. All right. So, while you're still finding your headphones, you know where they are?
I know where they are.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and get those and just have them on standby. We're mostly cleaned up. I have a few things like some camera stuff to put away. So this morning,
So
we took the kids into, well, no, it's afternoon now, but so this morning, we took the kids in for, what did we take you guys in for?
He took us in for our dentist appointment.
You had a dentist appointment? Did you have any cavities?
No.
No cavities? And then what did you get to have after the dentist for being so good at the dentist?
Dunkin' Donuts, and for lunch I just had chicken nuggets and yogurt with some ketchup.
Chicken nugget yogurt, huh?
Ugh, gross. Okay, fine. I learned it.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, so I'm going to have you move out just a little bit.
Yes,
Here,
Dad.
I'm going to set this right here.
Fine.
So I got a new toy yesterday. This has nothing to do with woodworking, but I got a new lens for my camera. It's not on right now because it's actually not the right kind of lens for this type of streaming. Let's see if I can get a decent shot of that. I know I'm not focused properly. I have to do manual focus on this. Why I don't like the M50 for streaming, but it's what I got. So Canon 22mm. I was playing. Took this out for a spin today, and what were we doing? We were planting. We're planting something, right?
We were planting little plants in a wooden bucket from Home Depot.
Yeah. So we're doing some gardening today before the stream started up.
Yeah, and then we had lunch.
Yeah. So I was getting, I took this out and I was getting some shots. It's nice. It's a wide open lens. It's got a really shallow or really good depth of field. You can get that really beautiful bokeh. But that's a background blur. They call it bokeh. But it's 22mm. So it's considered kind of wide, but it's actually not as wide as my 15 to 45 on here. So that wider angle is a little bit better for these, I find, for these garage shots.
Can I try and hold this since the cap is on?
2 hands. So that thing costs $140, $150. 2 hands, dude.
Oops.
There you go. All right.
Cool.
Yeah, this actually went on sale $100 off. It's normally $250, but it's $150 on Amazon right now.
Cool.
Anywho, all right, let's get this stuff out of the way, and then we'll talk about what we're making today. So, Lil, how come you didn't have school today?
I don't have school today because you know what time of year it is. Spring break.
What do you like most about spring break?
I like that I can spend time with the family, and the best thing about this spring break is that I get to help my dad with streaming.
Don't leave me hanging. All right. Okay. Let's get this a little bit lined up here. Yeah. Now, of course, I'm looking at that 11 to 22mm lens. I'm like, dude, I have $400 for a lens, but man, that would be wide open for a lot of shots here. Okay. So where we're at, yesterday I want to get in this shot here. All right. So yesterday we basically built this. We started with a full 4-foot by 8-foot sheet of plywood, laid it down, cut it up with a circular saw, cut it down to final dimensions on the table saw, and then we put it together with pocket holes. Mm-hmm. And I kind of went back and forth on how I wanted to do the pocket holes, whether I want to put them on the outside or the inside. Problem with putting them on the inside is that you don't have as much material in the corner for the screws to bite into. It's not quite as sturdy and secure. So I opted to put them on the outside, and I'm going to end up covering that with trim. which I was probably going to do anyway. And the trim's also going to help sort of bulk out the corners and just make it a little bit more visually appealing, visually imposing, I think. Got some water there? Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I've got some water too. Just making it a little more visually appealing, and I don't know what you're thinking. It's just a workbench. It doesn't need to look good. Well, okay, this is me we're talking about. I want everything to look good. But also this is going to be sort of not just a plain dirty workbench, but it's also going to be a desk that I can sit at and do things like shoot YouTube videos. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit of, I want it to look a little bit nice and have, some quality, some visual quality to it. So we'll achieve that with some trim. Need some help with that?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Welcome. So polite. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I have some water too. It's a good idea. Stay high. Okay. Everybody stay hydrated. If you have not drank water in the last 10 minutes, go drink some water right now. Go. That's your assignment. Go get a glass of water and take a sip of water. I'm talking to all you guys.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. It is good.
I like a good chunk of water.
All right. Okay. All right. We're ready to get started here?
Yeah, I'm ready. Got my safety glasses.
All right. So that brings us to what we need to do today. So Lily, today
we need to start the frames.
We need to start the frames. There's going to be 3 different frames that we're going to be making on this, and we'll see how far we can get with those things.
We are going to do a front frame.
Yeah, we'll start with that. So the front frame, if you could come over this side here. Okay, so the front frame. The front frame.
The front frame.
Thank you. And she doesn't have as many teeth as I do. The front frame is basically going to be the completion of this 4-sided box here. So it's going to be, instead of just having a closed panel right here, it's actually, we're going to make it into a frame that, basically will act like this back panel, but it'll have a nice open cutout so I can sit at a chair, put my legs underneath, and sit comfortably like a teacher desk. Mm-hmm. So what we're going to be doing with that, we're actually going to be using some of the cutoffs that we started with. I got this piece that I just put in here as a spacer. This was actually a cutoff of this back piece, so it happens to be exactly the same width. So basically I'm going to rip a couple of strips off of there. That's going to be the top and bottom of this, and I definitely have enough material here. And then I have some cutoffs from the side here. Now these aren't quite as tall as these pieces, but that's okay because I think I'll be able to get away with it. Actually, before I start putting my foot in my mouth, let me check my plans here. Yeah, I think they can see that. Okay. So actually, thinking about it now, looking at this this frame, let me just so you guys can see this. You have my coffee. All right. Okay, I'm pulling up SketchUp here so you guys can see. I have my paper copy, but it'd be nicer if you guys can see the SketchUp. See if... Oh, that's why? Because I had it kicked off. There we go. All right. So we got SketchUp up here. And so what we're going to start working on first is this guy. Let me see if I have good, not styles, scenes. I want scenes. There we go. Okay, so we're going to be working on this guy first. So let's see. We have our rails and styles. So this is actually going to be the bottom. I have it flipped upside down, but these little feet are going to go towards the bottom of the box. And then let's see. So these rails, the bottom we have set at 2 1/4 inches wide by, let's see, the inside's 25 1/2 inches long. The top one is going to be 3 inches wide. The styles, these vertical pieces, are 3 inches wide. And let's see, that should be about right. I notice I'm missing a dimension on here. I forgot to pull. Nice thing about being in SketchUp is sometimes you forget to pull a dimension. So, okay, I was pretty sure that was 3 inches, but I just wanted to make sure that it was actually going to be 3 inches so I can measure it and put it in the right spot, and just make sure I'm getting all that stuff right before I actually start with this. Okay. So let's see. So that's actually going to change what I had originally just said, so I apologize for that. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this wide piece. Actually, let me take this down. Okay. So I'm going to have this wide piece here. I'll probably end up cutting that up a little bit smaller. Since it's actually a little bit taller, I'm thinking maybe this would work. My big question, and I'll have to take my tape measure to verify this. Oh, here it is. Take a tape measure to verify this. So let's see, I'm going to be dealing with 31 1/2 inches of length. Minus 3 on each side. 31 1/2 minus 6. That would be 26 1/2.
Want me to help you with this?
No, 25 1/2, right? Yeah, that'd be 25 1/2, I think. Yeah, because that's what my, oops. Sorry, got that in the wrong spot. Misclicked my OBS there. 25 1/2. Yeah, well, that's what it says, 25 1/2. Okay. So the inside piece here just needs to be at least 25 1/2. I'm at 24. So that is not necessarily going to work for what I want it for. I can still probably use these pieces for something else. But let's see. Yeah, I can still use those pieces for something else. This one I can cut up into the vertical pieces. And then I've still got this bit of extra, which I think will work just fine for what I need it for. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna work out just fine, I think. I'll have to probably make a clean rip on that since that's got some rough edges on both sides, but that's okay.
So what's your plan?
What's my plan? That's a great question.
Are you planning?
Is that tall enough?
I'd say that's about tall enough.
Oh no, that's a 1/4 inch short, isn't it? Oh goodness.
That's not tall enough.
That's not tall enough. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do then, well, it's good that we check this stuff. So just the way that I made this, I have this piece was a cut off of here. Sorry, let me get it so you can see it. So this piece was a cut off of here, which is 34 1/2 inches. But then the height to the floor is 34 3/4 inches. So technically there is a little 1/4 inch difference right here. So I can't use this one for the vertical. So thankfully I do have this much taller piece. So I'll have to cut this one up into the verticals. And then this one should be long enough where I can cut that down into the horizontal pieces.
I have an idea, so
Yeah?
you can see the size. You put that piece up against this wood that's glued to some other to the other wood and then make a mark and then cut that mark.
That's a good idea, but I'm just going to use numbers and measurement and get it exactly where I want it. Okay.
That works too.
So I guess we're going to have to go to the table saw.
I'll go grab my earmuffs.
Thought you had those already.
Mm-hmm. Stuff is everywhere. You know that.
Yeah, I do.
My shoes are everywhere all the time.
Hey, can you grab my paper plans?
Oh, sure. Here.
Alrighty. And here's what I'm going to do for you guys. I'm going to... We'll do that. Hopefully that's not too terribly busy. I'll move that around as necessary. But, okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's what matters. Okay, safety first.
Headphone warning.
Yeah, we got safety glasses, and just gonna take this off. Remind myself I actually need to exercise more.
Then we can take a walk after you're done with streaming.
We probably can, yeah.
I do like a good walk.
Yeah, we had a walk yesterday. Was it yesterday?
We went up Fossil Hill. We went up and came down the steep way.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good exercise too, but watch out for poison oak,
Hey, can you bring
rattlesnakes,
me my
and
paper plans? Paper plans?
oh yeah,
Can you get this
paper
one?
plane. Got it.
Thank you.
Here you go. I'm gonna stay away from the table saw.
Okay.
Just for-
Yeah, you sit on your bucket.
Yes, Daddy. I promise.
All right, so these long ones are going to be 3 inches. So we'll set up for 3 inches on the old. Actually, scratch that. Since I've got a little bit of a rough edge, it's not that bad, but I'm going to try and straight cut this on the table saw. I think I can get away with this. All right, headphone warning. It's gonna be loud. I need those pieces. And that other piece that I cut too, I need those over here.
Safe to have your headphones.
Yeah, just keep them nearby because I'm going to need to use another machine soon. Okay, let's step back a little bit. Actually, forward so everyone can see.
What's next?
What's next? Okay, so
Will we need to make popsicles again?
we will eventually.
Okay. The
But
pocket hole thing is right there.
yeah, I know. But first, we need to cut things to length.
So we need to cut this piece to the length of these pieces of wood on the sides.
Close. We actually need to cut it to the height that everything else is.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, we're actually going to measure twice, cut once. You know, smart style. I'm going to start by measuring out what I think the actual numerical dimension is going to be. But then before I cut that, I'm just going to take a second and compare it to the height of the rest of these, since this needs to match the height in front all the way to the ground. So if both of those data points match, then that should reasonably be accurate. So we're supposed to be at 31 3/4.
Excuse me, Daddy?
What's up?
Do you think we could sand this? Because I think I just got a splinter.
That's because you're touching it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so 31 3/4.
Yep.
Uh,
I think.
yeah, that is just about where it needs to be.
So you cut at the point.
Yeah, so we're gonna cut that off right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna use that saw over there?
Yep, that's my chop saw
Okay.
or my miter saw.
Oh, okay. Headphone warning.
Headphone warning. Ah. It'd be really cool if I had like a pop-up graphic with big old flashing lights. Headphone warning, everybody. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay if you don't. Please, saying headphone warning is fine for now.
All right. Okay. Can you just make sure it's the same on the other side too? Yeah, we're good.
Let's do this.
I'm gonna stack these. I can cut them both at the same time, and then they'll be the same size.
Okay.
Okay. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Cool. All right, so we're just going to put these in the back for now.
Okay.
All right. Now these parts, what do they need to be at? 25 and a half.
Okay.
You want to help me find the 25 and a half?
Sure.
All right. You're going to first look for the big black 25. Where do you see it?
I see it here.
Okay. And then from there, where's the 1/2?
I think
It looks like a 1/2.
1/2. Here it is.
Okay. So we're going to mark that right there. So we would say that 25 and a half.
Okay.
Say 25 and a half.
25 and a half.
Okay, very good.
The next time you have to do some measuring, is it okay if I mark it?
Sure.
Thanks.
All right. And then we're just going to be cutting both of those. Okay. Can you hold this for a second? Okay, so I'm just going to verify, because this has to fit in between these two pieces. I'm just kind of making sure it visually looks okay. It's about in the right spot. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. All right, let's go ahead and cut these.
Headphone warning.
Headphone warning. Need a square so I can mark that all the way across. There we go. Okay.
Now what do we do?
What do? We need to assemble it.
Okay.
So we'll have to do some moving of things. Here, you can grab these parts. I'm going to move this back out of the way. And we're also going to set our camera downwards so that we can see. We're going to do some pocket holes.
Yay, I love pocket holes.
You like doing the pocket holes?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they are pretty fun. I love pocket holes. Pocket holes, pocket holes, pocket holes.
Oh, and that means another headphone warning.
I wouldn't say the pocket holes are that headphoney. Probably not necessary.
But I'm wearing earmuffs in case.
Okay. All right. We're just going to take a couple of these pieces of plywood and just put them down as like a little platform. Okay, watch feet. Okay. So, you can lay those down going this way.
Oops, sorry.
So, spread match up with the top corner there. Okay, so then that is going to go on the bottom, kind of like that. That's fine. Yeah.
So this is what you want your friend to look like.
Exactly. And originally, my plans called for this piece to be, 2.5. 2.25. I think 2.25 inches.
Dad, I don't think this is big enough to see.
No, it's actually it's fine because they're cut the same.
Oh.
Yeah, it's because it's crooked. Because we don't have it. See, that's exactly the same. So it's the same distance. So my original plans had called for this being actually only 2.25 inches. Because it doesn't really need to be that thick. But then the more I thought about it, the rest of my design has these little cutouts to them. Let's see if I can. So they have these little cutout bits. And as I was getting ready to cut on my table saw, I was thinking, it would be probably smart of me if instead of just cutting this straight across, I cut this to reach all the way down to the ground so that I can go in 3 inches and start making a cutout on this side. And then, I don't know, it just seems like having the same amount of footer on both sides will just increase the strength of it. Like if I do something dumb, like put something heavy on that bottom shelf or stand on it or something, it's not going to give way under the weight. Yes?
I have no idea what this all means.
That's okay. You're still a good helper.
Okay.
Good helpers don't need to know everything. They just need to know when to be helpful.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So, Lil, what we're going to be doing is we are going to attach... we're going to be attaching these pieces together with pocket holes, because you can actually make frames going in an angle like this with pocket holes, and it's actually a really good use of pocket holes to do stuff like that. So we're going to do 2 holes on this side and 2 holes on that side, and we'll do either 2 or 3 on this side. I might even do 3. I don't know. Maybe 2. We'll figure it out.
I don't get how this is going to work. Because how are we going to connect these 2 pieces in with the lever, the holder? I don't get it.
And that.
That makes
Drill
no
a couple
sense.
holes and then screw in that way.
Cool.
Easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
That sounds like it makes more sense.
Yep. And the nice thing is, since there's already some holes spaced out on here, you can actually just use those as a reference. You can sort of, if you have a thin piece like this, you can just sort of center it. Yeah, go ahead and push that down. Push hard. Push all the way. Push hard. Push harder. Not down, forward. Push forward. Come on. Come on, She-Ra.
I'm not She-Ra.
Yeah, I see. There you go. All right. I need the drill and the drill bit that's on top of that blue box.
Okay.
That's my driver. I need the drill. The blue one. The one I pointed at.
Oh, the blue one.
It's at your feet. That's a glue stick.
Ah.
Drill right in front of you. Yeah.
Oops.
Okay, come on. Okay, and the pointy thing that you set down.
This.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Okay. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. All right, good. Come on, Princess of Power. All right, need help?
Yes, please.
Okay. That one done?
I like streaming with you.
Yeah, it's fun. All right. Now we're going to do this one. Okay, hold on a second. I didn't say push the lever yet.
Oops, sorry.
Okay. Can you get me my tape measure off my table saw?
Sorry.
That'll be interesting. Oh, that'll be fine. Okay. Just making sure. Okay. So this is going to be something that I might step on. So I'm going to try and do...
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay, go potty then.
Sorry about that.
Y'all good?
Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, good.
Need help?
Yes, please. Somehow I lost my strength. At least I'm better at it. So you
Yep.
pull the lever. Ready?
Yeah. I got it. Okay. Turn that over and dump that.
Also, I dust this off.
Let me just check on the stream really quick.
We all hang it in there.
I think so. We got one person still watching. Cool. Cool.
One?
Yeah, one person's watching. We had 2 or 3 people come through. Yeah, people come in, they watch for a bit, then they leave. You know, just kind of watch for a bit. It's fun.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
How about we take a quick drink of water?
Oh yeah, hydrate. Everybody hydrate. Good idea. Hydration break.
Always.
Okay. All right. We're gonna have some gluing to do. Gluing to dude. Okay. Now we're gonna need the brush.
Okay.
Okay. So you get that ready. Don't need this anymore right now. Set that one aside.
I think this brush needs to be washed out.
Well, what's cool about that is you can peel it, kind of like when you get glue on your fingers. So try and peel that off.
Because I'm like, this isn't going to work. If it can't stroke, we can't spread the glue.
Yeah, so peel the dry glue off.
Okay.
That's the fun part.
I guess that is kind of fun.
It is super fun.
I'm going to move these light color things. Mind if I put them on your tablecloth for a bit? I need to throw this glue in the trash. If you're following along with this, make sure to peel the glue off your glue brush.
That is the fun part.
I'm trying to pick up the paste.
Literally pick up the paste.
I'm sorry. I need to.
Get it? Because it's glue and you're picking it. You're picking up the paste. Yeah, it took you a second there. All right, I'm gonna move that over there. So you guys can see my beautiful face. Yeah. All right, you about done with that? Just the dry stuff needs to come off. That's fine. Just bring it over here. Hey, just bring it over here.
How's this?
That's fine. That's what I said. Bring it over here. Okay. It's basically how it's going to go together, like that.
You want me to spread that?
Yeah, why don't you spread that? Here, let me see that brush. Oh, you missed a spot.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I tried to get everything cleaned up.
That's okay. I made you rush it.
You're good. You're good.
Okay. There, you can finish that. There you got glue on my fingers.
Then wipe it off with a wet paper towel when you're done.
I'll just wipe it in sawdust. Okay, brush that on. Make sure the whole thing gets covered.
Did it?
And then,
This place needs some sweeping.
yeah, that's what you're here for.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? You're the apprentice. The apprentice gets to sweep up.
Oh, come on. Oh.
Oh, come on. You're killing me here.
You're not like killing me.
Not literally killing. No. That would be illegal. Okay, why don't you sit over there? Why don't you sit over there? So you're not sitting on the part that I need to stay in one spot. Oh, can you get me my blue drill from up there? And yes, I will need the screws.
Glue drill?
Get me the blue drill.
Here.
Thank you. And the screws.
Okay. Here you go.
Thank you. Okay. This is a moment. Can you hand me that blue box? It's heavy.
You were right.
Put it right there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you're using that as a table?
A little bit, yep.
Good idea.
So, just kind of letting that set up a little bit. Let that glue set up so I get plenty of glue in there. And I'm doing it this way because I have to put a clamp on this to hold it in place since it's a small piece when I screw it together.
So you're clamping that so it stays steady.
Yep, so it stays put. And this, for some reason,
Does not want to work.
it's wanting to do it a little bit. Not quite sure why. Let me try doing it the other way.
We've got other clamps if you need a different type of clamp.
Yeah, I'll be fine. There, that's. I think I just had it a little bit crooked. Okay. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Okay. I just haven't do it. Oh, where it is? There it is.
Anything else you'd like me to do at the moment?
You can just stand there and be my cheerleader.
Daddy, daddy,
Daddy, daddy. Good times.
I stole your seed.
Oh, man.
Don't worry, I'll give it back when you need it.
Okay, I guess.
That's fine.
I guess I'll let you live in my house.
Hey, I already do live in your house.
For now.
I never want to move away.
Okay.
Wait. Well,
Yeah, it's not wanting to clack, but that's okay. That's why I was going easy. You don't want to drive these screws in too hard because they can just tear out the end grain pretty easily. Yes. That's okay. It smells like a wildfire up there.
smells like dust in here.
It does smell like dust in here, you're right.
That's why it needs to be clean.
You're right.
Not trying to make more work for you, but it is kind of true.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not trying to rub it in.
Yeah, you're rubbing it in.
Sorry. You accept my apology?
No.
You're weird.
You're weirder.
No.
You're the weirdest.
No, you're the weirdest of them all.
I think that is... Okay, can you just support that other end? Just keep it from falling down. Actually, you know what? Let me put some glue on this one first. Nice thing, since I changed the dimension on this bottom one, I don't have to worry about marking a line and getting both sides exactly even. I'm just going to line it up with the bottom, and that's all I have to do. Glue.
Don't worry. You got glue on your fingers when we made that birdhouse YouTube video.
I'm not worried. I like glue.
And why are you like, ew, glue?
I said, glue. Let's eat it.
Oh.
No, don't eat glue, kids. Do not eat the glue.
It'll close up your digestion thing.
Maybe.
It could.
Maybe.
It's glue.
That's what maybe means.
Yeah. That's not what
Maybe means maybe.
Maybe.
Possibly. Within the realm of possibility. Okay.
Maybe. I'll support this.
We gonna watch that last episode of She-Ra tonight?
What do you mean last episode?
Of the season. Or did we watch that already last night?
Yeah, we watched it last night.
That's right, we did.
We're gonna start a new season. She-Ra.
Oh, that's right. We're starting the new season.
If you don't know what we're talking about, it's about
then we don't either.
She-Ra. We watch it about every night.
Yeah, before that we were watching what?
Jargon Prince.
Dragon Prince.
You call it Jargon Prince.
Yeah, because it's funny, and I'm funny. I'm a funny dad.
Yeah, then why did you say that?
Because it's funny. I'm a funny dad.
Fine. You're a weird dad.
Yeah. That bother you?
Fine. You're the weirdest of them all.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the weirdest dad of all? Ugh. Ugh.
Dun, dun, dun,
Na 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 hey na na. Na 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 na. Hey 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 hey. Na.
Anything's better at singing that.
Me, obviously.
I think I'm better.
Banana hippie hat.
No.
Okay, can I have that piece?
Happy birthday, happy banana hippie hat.
Dry banana hippie hat.
Dry banana. Yeah.
Dry banana hippie hat.
Dry banana hippie
Dry
hat.
banana hippie hat. Dry banana hippie hat. Dry banana hippie hat. We're gonna get copyrighted strike for that, and then I'll be able to sue Disney because it's a inappropriate use of DMCA.
Happy birthday, banana hippie.
Happy birthday, banana hippie hat. Yeah, that's what a lot of content folks don't understand. Hey, I'm talking now.
Okay.
Shh. Calm your little girl self.
Okay.
Okay. This is what a lot of content creators don't understand. Is, they get a copyright strike. I mean, if you put copyrighted material or music or something, that's one thing. But if you are making a parody, like a legit parody, you're making fun. Making fun of a song. You're quoting a song for the sake of talking about it. You're talking over it. Anything like that. A lot of people don't realize bots go around and issue copyright strikes for stuff like that. It doesn't mean that the copyright strike is valid. I'm not a lawyer or anything, but I do know that issuing false copyright claims is illegal. And it's,
What's illegal?
issuing false copyright claims. I literally just said it.
I have no idea what that means.
Okay.
It sounds like dry banana hippie.
Neither do most people. It does sound like dry banana hippie hat. You know, if Disney comes in and issues you a dry banana hippie hat, here's what you can do. Here are your options. Yeah, no, but not a lawyer or anything, but I do know enough about copyright because I studied it in college. I studied it.
I studied in college.
You mocking me now?
What's this mocking?
You don't even know what mockery is, and you're doing it. Yeah. See if you get any birthday presents.
What? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't
Stop
understand.
copying it.
Stop copying it. Now that's mockery.
Copying it.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, you can't just issue DMCA notices willy-nilly. You know, it's got to be for a legitimate reason. Of course, you know, YouTube will take down, you know, whatever if it gets disputed. But if you do get something falsely disputed, falsely claimed, then you actually have recourse for that. And what some of the big companies, like the Big D, count on is that you're too small time to be able to hire a lawyer to go after. I'm not trying to single out Disney in particular. Nintendo does this as well. I love Nintendo products, but as a company, they are pretty scummy. Good thing I'm not looking for any Nintendo sponsorships in the near future because, you know, opinions and stuff.
Opinions and stuff?
Opinions and stuff.
Is that all?
Is that all? Is that everything? Tell me how you really feel.
Tell
No,
me
just
that you
going after fans and small timers, people who are doing, you know, passion projects that don't really interfere with one's business model. You know, just because you can doesn't mean you should, sort of thing.
Sort of thing.
And you know, I know I jumped from Disney to Nintendo. Nintendo's never really been all that supportive of its community of fans. You kind of feel sometimes like, yeah, some people try to defend it like, you know, it's different culture, you know, just kind of a private, it's a private company, it's a different culture coming from a different part of the world. They just kind of do things, they're a little more reserved, they do things differently. That's just kind of a cop-out, really. Nintendo doesn't do a lot to support their gaming communities, especially their esports. They've been very late to the game, kind of intentionally not wanting to support their esports, or even going so far as to shut down tournaments for really, really poor reasons. And in some cases illegal, using illegal tactics to do so. Using DMCA takedown notices inappropriately against people who can't fight back. Because they want to jealously guard their property. A little bit like Disney, but...
A little bit like Disney, but...
Are you just copying everything I'm saying now?
Yeah. Are you just copying everything I'm saying now?
But anyway, bottom line is, if a lot of content creators will get hit with copyright claims. Do you need to go inside?
No.
Okay. They'll get hit with copyright claims because, you know, they're doing like a review of something or they're doing commentary, which, you know, keep in mind, guys, that all of that is protected fair use. But also gameplay. Copyright extends to the work itself. So if a company makes a game or makes a song or, you know, some sort of copyrighted content, all they get to do is control distribution of that content. But gameplay especially, and I would even suspect it could be argued, you know, the same thing for playback for the purpose of commentary or you know, a transformative, it becomes transformative. It becomes not only a separate copyrighted work, but fair use as well. So, well, companies like Nintendo may claim that, oh yeah, you know, we could go after people who are posting, you know, gameplay videos online, which I believe they've done before. Don't quote me on that. But actually using DMCA to take that down is actually could be argued to be illegal because they don't own the content that is being taken down. They own the video game. But video gameplay it's different than the video game itself because the video gameplay is a performance. And the performance is a separate copyrightable work that is protected as fair use. It's separate copyrightable work by the person doing the performance. So if you, for example, are a streamer and you are playing a game, which let's assume you legally own it, and you're playing that game, and someone like Nintendo comes in and says, you gotta take that VOD down because, we own that game, you're not allowed to broadcast it, blah, blah, blah. They try and sign you into a ULA or something like that that you never agreed to or anything. And they successfully petition like Twitch or YouTube or someone to take that down on the grounds that they own the game, therefore they control how it's displayed. That's actually illegal because what they're not taking down your game. You're not distributing their game. You're distributing a performance using their game as a medium. So, for example, if Ryobi makes a drill, I can't, and they sell it, I can't make my own drill, call it a Ryobi, and sell it because that would be infringement. That might be trademark or something. I couldn't slap this logo on a drill and sell it as a Ryobi. That would be infringement. But what I can do is I can have this, I can have this on a video. This is the Ryobi drill that I bought, X number of years ago, like 10 years ago. I can use this to build a project, okay? I can stream that. I can put that out there. So even though this Ryobi logo and all the color scheme and everything is being featured, I am copying it with my camera and uploading it to YouTube and all that stuff. Even though that is, the IP is Ryobi's property, the fact that I'm using this as a tool to build something, this is my performance and this is just a tool being used. So if you're streaming a video game, you aren't distributing the video game. People can't play that game through your stream. They can't download a copy of that game through your stream. You are simply using it as a tool as part of a performance, and that is a separate copyright which you actually own, and it is a derivative work, but it's a fair use work. So if companies go after streamers because they happen to be playing a particular video game, or if they happen to mod a video game and the company is like, oh, we don't want mods to happen. Keep in mind, Nintendo lost that court case in the early 90s. Okay, they lost the court case that said that you can't, they tried to claim that you can't mod their games. They went up against Galoob Toys with the Game Genie, and they lost that case pretty hard. They lost on the grounds that, when someone buys a product, there's that first sale doctrine. If I buy this drill, I can do whatever I want with it. Okay, I can resell it to somebody else. I can take it apart. I can try and soup it up and get, twice the power out of it. I can smash it with a hammer. I can do whatever I want with it. And there's nothing that the company can do that says, that I can't. Now, they can say, all right, I can't reverse engineer this and copy it and make my own sale. Okay, that's like some patent trademark sort of stuff. But they can't tell me what to do with, what I've bought. So what Nintendo will try to do is, and they have done in the past, is go after streamers who have modded their video games. Most notably, recently, Smash Brothers. They started going after some content creators who had basically, modded their games and, were posting content of their modded, like Turbo Mode Smash Bros. For entertainment. Well, Nintendo went after them saying, oh, well, that's copyright claim. and had their videos taken down, except that Nintendo's completely in the wrong on that, and Nintendo could easily get sued. And according to the law, according to DMCA, again, I'm not a lawyer, but that's the thing, is they're counting on people not being able to afford lawyers to go after them. But according to the DMCA, an abuse of a takedown notice like that, a willful abuse, which I would argue in this case is very willful because they did it intentionally and deliberately, and were targeting specific channels, and put out statements saying that they don't approve of this. Willfully sending out false notices is punishable with damages and attorney's fees and all that stuff. So, Nintendo's basically opened themselves up to, not just hundreds of thousands of dollars, but multi-million-dollar lawsuit, multiple lawsuits because of what they've done. In my opinion, again, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm free to say what I want. And that's just, sort of reiterating what the facts are, what they've done and what my opinions are on that. So, but again, that's all counting on them not thinking that you're not going to lawyer up and go after them, because most people can't. But anyway, again, I'm not a lawyer, so if you are, then hey, Josh, I see you. How's it going? All right, thanks for coming in. We're just making this frame here. Doing pretty good. About an hour in, and you getting tired, huh? You getting tired?
I'm fine.
You're fine?
I'm fine.
You can hang in there? All right, should we see how this fits? All right, let's bump this up a little bit. And let's try and wedge this in here. Might be a little tight. We may have to stretch it a little bit. That's okay.
That looks good.
That fits just about perfectly. We'll have to kind of squeeze it in on the top and bottom.
So your leg's going to here.
Yeah, so if I'm sitting here,
Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So are we
I'll probably kick it around myself too.
I think we need to make some more pocket holes.
We will, yeah. I just want to... Oh, yeah.
That'll
yeah.
work.
That will work.
That will work. That will work.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Just line it up a little bit. But yeah, this is as low as this piece is going to come. So I can actually... This is kind of wobbly. Like I'm on a skateboard or something. Yeah, I can actually sit here. Actually, it would be nice if this... oh, yeah, I almost forgot. So I'm actually going to have... Now, this is as far down as it's going to be, huh? I thought it was... Oh, yeah, now I'm going to have some levelers on here, so it's actually going to come up by a couple inches. So I'll have a little bit of room to kind of, kick in a little bit.
But you got to make sure not to kick this part.
Yeah, and then there will be a small lip coming out here. So this is actually going to be really comfortable to sort of sit at.
Yeah, you can type on your computer comfortably.
Yeah.
Maybe you could probably get
Top's going to come up a couple
wrist
inches.
rest.
Yeah, maybe. The top's going to come up a couple inches, so.
I'd say you'd put your computer right here and other stuff along the sides.
Yeah.
I think this desk is going to really work for you.
Yeah, I think it's going to work fine. And the ends are going to come out pretty far too, but another foot or so, so that I can fit a vise. And the top's going to be pretty heavy, so.
Okay, so let's keep going with the plan. So what are we doing next?
What are we doing next? I think you said it. We need to do some pocket holes in here to attach this. Yeah. So we're going to do it in the side here. We're going to go in through the face on this side, and like we're doing with the front, I'm going to add some trim on the sides, and that's just going to bulk that up and hide those pocket screws.
Got them.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Well, let's clear some of this out because we can work back on the floor again.
Good idea. How about we move these two planks of wood?
You doing good, Josh? That's good to hear. Okay. You got that?
Just gonna put it. How's that for now?
That's good for now.
Got the pocket hole maker.
Pocket hole jig.
A pocket hole jig.
Jig is spelled J-I-G. Looks like, yeah, that's just barely gonna fit in there. Okay.
And how do we get this thing out?
Oh, I'll do that.
Can you teach me how?
So you hold, hey, I'm trying to teach you.
I'm watching.
So you hold this part, and then you spin that part.
Okay.
I said you hold this part. There you go. That's called a chuck. You say chuck.
Chuck. Chuck it out. How do we need that spinny looking?
Yeah, it's up on the table.
Okay. And the same thing to add the spinning thing, but just the other way.
Yeah, you may have to open the chuck jaws a little bit.
How do I do that?
Well, you were going the right direction. Now, see if it fits.
Not fitting.
Because it's not open enough, then. There you go. Okay, I'll tighten this.
I like how that drill works.
Yeah.
And then just...
I haven't positioned it yet.
Oops, sorry. You know when you want me to push.
Alright, right about there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How do we look on? Ooh, we look good on camera. Okay. All right. All right. Yep. Push. All right. So I'm just trying to make it so that it's not right in line with another screw, so I'm going to try and get it right in there. Okay. So you get more leverage if you push on the top of it rather than the bottom. Okay, there's one side. Okay. There you go.
You were right.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, let's take that up. I'm going to move it over a little bit. Okay, yeah.
A second. Ready.
Good.
This thing would make a great window.
A great window, huh?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Push. I'm trying. Thanks for the boost. You ready?
Yeah. Okay.
Are those all the pocket holes we'll need?
Yeah.
Can I hand you the screws?
Sure. Let's get this out of the way first. Dump that.
Dump it. I'll hand you the screws you'll need.
Yeah, just give it a second, because I want to move this over here. And let's get our camera up just a bit. All right, let me just check on the stream folks over here. How we doing? Oh, we got 3 people. Hey, 3 people. 2 or 3 people. However many you happen to be in here. How's it going? I'm doing fine. Yep.
Everyone hanging in there?
Looks like it. Hey, Uncle Sam's in here. Hey, Sam.
Hi, Uncle Sam.
Yeah, see, he's right there on chat. He gave you a little cat box. A cat box emoji. Hey, Sam.
You do know I like cats.
Hey. Thanks for dropping by, Uncle Sam.
Thank you so much.
How's Alexis doing? All right. Well, he's answering because there's a little delay. So let's get set up for everything. I'm going to get some clamps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you talk to Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam, are you enjoying your spring break so far? Huh?
He can't talk to you.
Cool.
It's a one-way thing, but he can chat.
I can't see anything.
That's because there's a delay, so it might be a little bit. Or he might have gone to do something else.
Oh.
He may be working today, so.
Cool. I think he just wanted to check out the little live stream thing.
I don't blame him. I mean, this is pretty cool. All right.
You're a cool dad.
Oh, thank you. Everybody hear that?
And
I'm a cool dad. Oh, Sam says he's working. Haha. Hard, working hard or hardly working? Yeah, we're all on spring break. These kids are on spring break. I'm on spring break. Yeah, that's why I'm streaming all week. All week, guys. Streaming all week.
Did you put that birdhouse video?
No, I still need to edit it. I didn't get a chance to because your mother made me watch a movie last night.
Was it another one of those Marvel movies?
No.
Grown-up movie for sure.
But she was like, I want to spend time with you. And I was like, okay. That's fine. I don't mind. All right. Sam's learning how to build things and be handy around the house.
And Sam, next time you visit, would you mind playing with Lance and I a bit? What? He eats snacks the whole night. No offense, Sam.
Would you mind playing with us instead of just eating snacks all night?
I guess that's funny.
Somebody clip that.
I'm not trying to be mean. What's so funny?
You're so funny.
You're so... Now who's the funny one?
It's still you. Okay.
But you knocked over your drill.
Yeah. Still not as funny as you.
It's as funny.
Wow, you sure threw Uncle Sam under the bus there.
Sorry, Uncle Sam.
Yeah. Good times. Well, thanks for coming by anyway, man. It means a lot.
Oh, Sam says, okay, I gotta go back to work.
Boo.
Bye.
Bye, Sam.
Mm.
Yeah, he's got to work. He's got a job.
Yeah, that is true. Very true. I've got your fruit screw right here. Boop.
Fruit screw?
First screw.
First screw. Okay. Glue, 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 glue. Glue, 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 glue. Glue.
Glue. Okay. Sam's working. How come his words in chat are still there?
It stays there. It stays saved.
Permanently?
Yes. Forever.
Oh my god!
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I want to position this first. So I'm going to use some clamps. Here, watch out. There's glue on there. Get your dress on that. And it's going to...
Ruin my dress.
Yep. Basic Lily. We're going to clamp this down. Just to...
Hey, guess what?
What?
On the dark parts of your new desk, you'll probably be able to draw on it with something sharp. It might work. Guys made some scratch marks, so. Okay, the back of my ears are starting to hurt, so I think I'm gonna go back inside.
You all done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Lil. I guess I'll just be out here alone by myself.
Don't worry. Tomorrow I'll come. Hey, remember the last things you need to do. You just need to finish your. You just need to finish your front frame, your foot cuts, and the top bottom frames.
You're right. I guess you're right. Okay. Well, thanks for helping. What are you gonna do inside?
Maybe put.
You finished all your bathroom chores from the weekend, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
Maybe I'll just put on some Disney Plus or something on the TV for Lance and I.
Sounds like a good idea. Fun idea.
And maybe for how much longer are you gonna probably be on your live stream?
Let's see how long we've been on. We did an hour and a half yesterday, or 2.5 hours yesterday.
That's like how long it took for us to get your first round of vaccine.
Yeah, that's true. Probably another hour or so.
Okay, another hour. Got it.
I'm guessing. I mean, more or less.
I just wanted to see because
I mainly want to get this all screwed in. So.
Okay, so you might be coming back in once you finish the front frame.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Take your time.
Thank you. I will take my time.
No rush when it comes to building.
Yeah, we don't want to rush woodwork.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure everyone wants to rush on building something.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, you don't want to take forever, but you do want to get things done in a timely manner.
I put something on Disney Plus?
Yeah, I just said that was okay.
Well, I'll see you in about an hour.
Okay. All right. Okay. Since it's just me, I'm using some clamps to hold this down. That way it doesn't move when I try and screw into it. And that way I can also align everything a little bit better. It is kind of nice having this open frame here. It's a lot easier to clamp stuff. That is one of the downsides using pocket holes to assemble a solid plywood cabinet such as this. Is it's kind of harder to clamp everything. I guess I had clamps big enough to go across the whole thing, but I didn't use them. How many holes we got? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. I'm just putting a screw in every one of these pockets. I have 6. Pretty sure I counted 5. Oh well. Let's go ahead and fill these up too. I'm putting a screw in every one of these pocket holes just to go a little faster here. Okay, take those clamps off. And looking at this now in the screen, I totally could have just had another piece of plywood and then cut a big old opening there and just had it as one solid piece. And honestly, that probably would have been a better idea, but I also would have had to buy a whole nother sheet of plywood, and so I'd have a bunch left over, which, I could use, but little things that as you work through your project, you realize, oh man, I could have done that a little differently. But hey, that's not so bad. Not so bad at all. Okay. Hydrate. Hydrate break. Okay. So it's going to seem a little bit wobbly, but actually, this is actually pretty straight. My garage floor is very, very, very uneven. And so by the time I'm done with this, I'm actually going to have to get some heavy-duty levelers for the base of it to go on the feet, and that's going to help stabilize this workbench. So it doesn't move, and also so I can level it, keep it nice and straight and sturdy. Okay. So that's there. That's in pretty good shape. We have this box. This box is already going to be able to take quite a bit of weight. It's a solid plywood box. It's got, once all the four corners are in, it's not going anywhere for quite some time, which is exactly what we need. So there's a couple things that we need to do from here. So let's go back to our SketchUp design. All right. And okay, so we got our SketchUp design, and you can see we've got a couple of frames to make. These frames, I was thinking of making them out of pine, because I think I have enough pine to do this. I think I do. Not 100% certain. I may have to get some more. I have a bunch of scrap wood lying around I could use. Doesn't really matter what I make them out of. I just figured pine would be a little easier to screw things into, especially up under here. If I make this frame out of pine, then it'll be a little easier for me to drill some holes through here to put screws so I can screw in the top and have that nice and stable. But I haven't decided that yet. And then I got these, I wasn't sure if I'm going to put these little foot blocks in here. I might or I might not. I figured this would just, make the corners a little bit more stable and sturdy there. That's a possibility. And just help hold some of that weight just a little bit. I could also, I considered taking these legs and actually bringing them all the way to the top here so it stabilizes this corner even further. That may still be an option. That would make the base a little bit heavier, which might actually not be a bad thing because the top's going to be pretty heavy, and it might be nice to have a little bit more support going down through the base. But honestly, I look at it, it's probably not going to be necessary. Like having this little, corner by itself in here is going to be extremely sturdy because we have this plywood going on two planes. There's really not going to be any movement or racking in here as far as I can tell, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But one thing I do need to do actually is these cutouts right here. And I'm thinking I want to do these cutouts first because if I do these cutouts first, then that'll give me something really easy to line up the rest of this frame with. Whoops, come on. That'll give me something to line up the rest of this frame with, I think. So I've got two measurements here. The height is 3 inches, and then the width on here is on the sides it's 6 3/4 from the ends, and then on the back here it's 6 inches from in here, but it should be 6 3/4 from the edges here. So I'm thinking if I were to make a template that was basically 6 3/4, it'd probably have to be a square like this. When it gets to 6 3/4, it makes this little shape, and then as soon as it gets into straight here, so I can set that up, I can trace it, and then flip it over, do the same thing on the other side, and then just line straight across, and then that will make my mark for my cutout, which I'll use with a jigsaw. And I think that should work. I mean, I have done this before, and it worked really well that first time. And then I end up doing the same thing on the front here because I took this piece, and I can modify this right now. I took this piece and brought it down like that. So I can actually do the same thing on here. The only reason why I have these cutouts here is, so this is not going to sit flush on the ground. It's going to, because there's going to be levelers and everything underneath. This just gives me some access so that I can sweep out underneath or take an air blower and blow it out. Because it is going to collect leaves and dust and stuff from outside and sawdust and things like that. I do want to try and keep this place a little bit clean. So that's why I'm not closing it off all the way to the ground. Yeah. So actually, let's see. So we're 6 3/4 in. So if I take this and I go 6 and 3/4. Okay. And then 3 inches up. And I forget what the radius on here is. I want to say that's a 1 inch radius, I think. Yeah, it's going to be that 1 inch square, so that's a 1 inch radius. Arc tool. I'm clicking on my OBS thinking that I got my tools on there. That's silly. Silly Lauer. Let's see. Okay. So we got one there. And then come on. 1 inch. And then arc tool. I'm just doing this because I want to see how it looks. I mean, I kind of know in my head how it's going to look. But... oh, I did that in the wrong spot, didn't I? Totally did. All right, this has to come in 3 inches. All right. Now my arc tool. Yep, that's how it's supposed to be. Okay. There. From there, oops. Got a little off there. From there to there. And then from there to there. Okay, yep. And now we'll push-pull that out. Okay, so that's basically what it's supposed to end up looking like, and that seems to match up with the bottom here. Yeah, I kind of like this set up a little bit better. It just kind of mimics the rear of the... I don't know if you call this the back or the front. Consider it's the teacher's desk. What is the back of the teacher's desk? Is it the part where you sit at? Or is it the part that the students are facing? I guess it's all perspective, right? But anyway, yeah, having this little extra bit here, I feel, is just going to provide a little more support. Personally, I kind of wanted that in there. Probably overkill, but hey, at least it looks the same as the other side. And that's what matters, right? Is that it looks good. All right, so I just went ahead and saved that. Let me get rid of my guides. Went ahead and saved that, so now that piece is part of my model, and I don't have to worry about being off my model at all. Okay, cool. All right, I think we can go ahead and start actually making some cuts. Actually, we're going to have to make a template first. So template of this. I'll grab a... just to see how big some of these pieces are. Oh, I guess I can do one of these. I'm just seeing what material I have left over. Oh, I should have plenty. Okay. I don't need to worry about that. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to grab a few supplies here, a few drawing supplies, because I'm going to make a template on this piece and then cut it out. So this will just be, it'll be the exact same shape for everything. And that'll be the quickest and easiest way to get all of these done. So let's see. Get a combination square, and I don't really have a compass, do I? It's about a 1-inch radius, 1.5. Okay. I can find something that's about 2 inches wide and circular. Oh, I think I may have found something. Here we go. If I can find something that's 2 inches wide and circular, then that'll give me a 1-inch radius that I need to get that curvature. But it doesn't have to be exact. It's just it doesn't need to fit anything else. It just needs to be the same on all of those curves, those cuts. So that should be fine. Oh, what about this? Oh, this is perfect. My lens cap, my camera lens cap, that's exactly 2 inches. So that'll give me a radius that I need. Okay. So we're gonna go in by, what do we say, 6 3/4. Just mark it right there. And again, it doesn't need to be exact. Nice thing about this, it doesn't need to be exact because nothing's going to really be lining up exactly with it. I guess this part, the vertical piece will technically. That's okay. You know what? I don't want to use that. Combination square. Combination square is going to be a little more exact, and it's got a little notch in the bottom of the ruler, which I can get my pencil in and just slide it down. It's going to let me be a lot more consistent. Okay, I don't need to go too far because I really just need this corner right here. And then I'm going to take this, whatever I'm using for my 2-inch radius. Sorry, my 1-inch radius. Darken that line a little bit. Okay. I think it's pretty square on the ends. So this is basically what I'm working with right here. So we got 6 3/4 in, so that'll get me all the way from. I'll just line this edge up with the edge of each corner on here, and then this will be lined up with the base. I'll just clamp that down or something. And then I'm going to have this part cut out. This line right here will be cut out, and I'll just chop off this corner here. And then that will be, I'm just going to trace this line in here. And then when I do that on both sides, wherever it stops here, I'm going to just take a straight edge and connect it across. And then jigsaw work from there. Easy stuff. Okay, tool time. Pretty accurate, I think. Earmuffs. All right, headphone warning, guys. Be a little bit loud. Probably put a battery in it first if I want it to actually work. That'd be smart. And that is our template right there. Doesn't need to be absolutely perfect. I got a couple little notches there. That's all right. Okay, flip this thing over. And big questions, where I put my pencil. Oh, here it is. So you might just be able to barely make out. That is the part that I'm going to be cutting out right in here. I'm going to draw it on the rest of them, and then go back to the jigsaw. All right, I'm just gonna straight edge these across, line them up a little bit, and we'll be ready to cut. Okay. Yeah, it's looking okay. All right. I'm going to go check and see if I have any different jigsaw blades. I didn't really like that blade I was using. metal blades. Those aren't what I want. I think I have any in here. No, I don't. What about... I have some tucked away. Ah, here we go. I got one left, okay. Still an upcut blade, but... guess it'll work. This is just a fine, this is a finer tooth blade than the one I was using. The other one was chunking the wood pretty bad. This one's a little bit finer, so hopefully it's not going to be as quite as messed up. When I cut it. It's pretty good. Okay. Put that one back. All right, so now we just have to follow the lines. Get a little closer for you guys. Oh, headphone warning. Okay, there's one. Out of battery. It's about time I start buying some new batteries. These ones are getting a little low. They don't hold a charge quite as much. Oh, hey, what's up?
So I wanted to tell Dad that there's a Lego Super Mario set that comes with Bowser Jr. Except Bowser Jr. has a different shirt and he has a different mouth.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it even comes with his little water shooter too.
The water shooter, huh?
Yeah, but except it doesn't come with that little mouth. It just comes with those little like.
Okay.
round-
Were you coming out to hang out with us, or did you just want to tell me about your Mario Legos?
No, that was a Super
Okay. Yeah, no less than 10 different people this week have learned that my son has Super Mario Legos. He will tell anyone who will listen and everyone who won't. Cute, though. There's 2. Coming along nicely. All right. See what, 3 or 4 of you still hanging on there? Hanging in here? Hey guys, how we all doing? Everybody remembering to stay hydrated? Little hydration break today. How about that? Yum, yum. Oh, hey.
Hey.
All right. Ooh, 5 people. Nice. Well, feel free to drop a hello in chat. And don't forget to stay hydrated. You know, good stuff. All right, let's get back to where we was. Okay. There's 3. One more.
Is Lance in there with you?
What's up?
Is Lance in there with you?
No. go. All the cutouts done on the bottoms on all four sides. I think that looks good. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to be happy with that. Yeah, that's not bad. Actually makes it a little more stable, being that it's resting on the corners instead of on all the, with all the pieces in the middle. By cutting these little sections out, it creates like sort of de facto legs, and that's a good good way to keep this thing stable. Okay. So let's do a little bit of cleanup here. Put a few things back. Some tools put away here. Some of the things we don't need at the moment. Let's see. Pocket holes. I'm gonna leave the pocket hole stuff out. Yeah, actually, I don't think I even need the pocket hole stuff. Now let's just go ahead and put that away. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm done with pocket holes for now. Don't need the jigsaw. We'll go ahead and charge this battery. And I know I was using both of my batteries. Like that. This one, glue brush, tape measures. This guy over here.
How's it going in there?
It's going pretty good.
I got you something.
What? What are those? Oh, yum. Interesting.
Well, because the other kind that they had the kind in it that you didn't like, so I got you, hopefully, stuff that you will like all of.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Try some of those.
Yeah.
Okay. It is nice having a window out of the garage. It's on nice days like this, good weather days, which we have a lot of in California. Hey, Scotty. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, finally, see? It's all the wood. Here's the wood. You're getting impatient, but here it is. Right here for you. Beautiful. Yeah, Scotty was getting a little antsy in my comment section, wanting more wood stuff. And I'm just like, be patient, my dude. It will come. It will happen. Got to keep in mind, though, that this isn't... This is a dad education woodworking channel, not a drunk college student, Mr. Beast style entertainment sort of thing, which, you know, I mean, not that there's not going to be some overlap with the target audience, but it's completely different audiences. So, you know, the millennial dads, the people putting stuff together. Thanks, Syrian. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's coming along. It's going to take a lot more work, and I'm going slowly because, you know, I'm talking to you guys, and I got the kids are all inside, but the kids are helping me, and so last thing I want to do is rush when I've got little fingers around here, and taking the time to explain what I'm doing slows me down a lot. But you know, this we're about 4 hours into this project so far. Actually, probably closer to 3 because we did a lot of cleanup. Maybe even 2.5 hours or so. But that was just breaking down all the plywood and getting it cut to the right sizes, getting everything pocket holed and attached together. And we got quite a bit left to do here. I don't know if any of you guys ever used a jigsaw before, but I don't know what it is. I really like the little cutouts that come off of it. Hey, Scotty, I see what you did there. Let's just keep it classy. But yes, the sentiment, I share that. So yeah, we've accomplished a bit today. There's always tomorrow for more stuff. I'm thinking I was going to do some of the frames, but we're over 2 hours into the stream today. Not that we couldn't go more. I don't know. What do you guys think? How's the audience feel? I mean, I got other things I could do. Like I could keep doing this, but I don't know. What does the audience want? There's like 3 of you in here right now. That's okay, Scott. That's okay, Scott. Don't worry about it, man. Ooh, more Izzy's. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My wife did a Costco run. She's showing me what she got out the window.
Hi, friends.
Hi, friends. Yeah, Sirium asked, have you used the whole fence on the saw stop? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You use the fence on the saw stop. You're talking about my contractor saw. The one that I unboxed and reviewed. I didn't really review it. I just kind of unboxed it and assembled it. Yeah. Yeah, the fence on this thing, I mean, you have to use it if you're going to do any sort of rips. You never, ever want to freehand cut anything on a table saw. When I teach my students how to use a table saw, basically, I tell them that the longest side of any piece needs to be supported. So whether you're going to make a rip, which is down the length of a board of wood like this, you need to have that the long side supported so that you can guide it along parallel to the blade. But if you're making a cross cut like so, you need the longest side is going this way. You need that perpendicular to your blade. So you need that support behind your blade, behind your piece of wood on the longest side, so that you can cut that safely. Oh, cool! So you ended up getting that contractor model. Have you assembled it yet? Have you gotten a chance to try it out? Like, where are you at in the process? Yeah, it's a fun one. I've got a lot of experience with saw stops. both the contractor version and the more not the industrial version, the big boy one. We've got 2 of the industrial, the ICS cabinet saws at my school, the school shop where I work. We got 2 of those. We run those in like a back-to-back dueling table saw sort of setup, which is actually really cool because when you put 2 table saws back-to-back, and especially when you have like the outfeed wing on one side, not the outfeed wing, the support wing on the right side, you can set them so that the blades aren't in line with each other. They're offset. So you can actually have, depending on what you're cutting, you still have to pay attention to what you're doing. You can actually have one person on that saw cutting this way and another person on this saw cutting that way. And they sort of, like 2 ships passing in the night, they don't run into each other. I mean, unless you're cutting something like really big and wide, in which case we clear everyone out of there. But it does save a lot of space on table saws. And plus, what we did was we actually put a bridge in between them. So it actually there's a bridge between them. So it's just solid plywood between them, and so they sort of act as each other's outfeed tables. So we never have any. It's not like this one where I make a cut and then the piece drops off the other end. It actually supports the piece all the way through. Big piece, little piece, doesn't matter. It stays on the table, and that's a lot safer. Yeah, the calibrations on them. If you don't have a lot of table saw experience in general, the calibrations can be a little intimidating. I think probably one of the hardest parts is probably the fence, and then also the alignment of the riving knife. The riving knife is, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this piece in the back here. It's this guy. So if you are making any, I will say this, if you're making any parting cuts, as in you're cutting all the way through a piece, rip or crosscut or whatever, if you're making any parting cuts whatsoever, make sure you have your riving knife in. Because what this is going to do is it's going to prevent a piece of wood from turning. When it gets to the end of the blade can actually catch it and turn it. And if you're holding onto it, it can spin your hand back towards you over the blade, which I had that happen to a student one time. He was not using the riving knife and actually forgot to lock down his fence too. And so he's pushing this piece of plywood through and didn't have this knife in the back. And so the back of the blade caught it. And since the blade is turning towards you, caught this piece of plywood and turned his hand and the plywood back this way. And thankfully, it was a saw stop, because if it wasn't, he'd be missing the end of 2 of his fingers. Because 2 of his fingers got basically like a little paper cut before that brake activated. And it saved his fingers. And he was more mad at it himself because he was trying to rush a project. It was all the checklists of, catastrophe. He's trying to rush his project. It was the end before it was due, and he was just trying to get stuff done, and he forgot to lock his stuff down. He forgot to make sure this was installed, and the bad thing happened. But thankfully, that's why the technology's there. The only downside to it is that the table saw is really the only product in existence that has a brake like that, to my knowledge. Like band saws, miter saws, other power tools don't have those same kind of safety features. So, it could be said that you could develop some complacency, like, oh yeah, the brake's going to save me, and then you start doing dangerous stuff on other machines too. But I guess that's a personality thing. Joined late, but did I cut the plywood base with the table saw? Yeah, actually a good part of it. That was in, I did I do some? Yeah, I did a little bit of table saw work today, but I was streaming live yesterday where I cut most of the panels. We broke them down with a circular saw by hand till they were the right size, small enough to fit on the table saw, and then and then I cut them to the final dimensions on the table saw. So that's in yesterday's video, yesterday's live stream. So you can go check that one out too if you want to see kind of how that's done. But yeah, setting up the riving knife is a little bit tricky because there's a... I was thinking about doing a video on calibrating this stuff, like for beginners. Not like super precision, but just getting things up and running. So yeah, if that's something that you think you might find useful, I can start looking into building a video script for that. But yeah, setting these things up, there's like 2 little black hex screws that are sort of tucked in, and you have to kind of lower the saw down in order to access them to get this positioned right. So that one's kind of a pain, but it just takes, it takes the same amount of precision as and attention to detail as any sort of woodwork. So if you're good with working with hand tools and you're precise enough with that, then you can generally get your machines pretty precise. Well, Scott, the thing with a bandsaw, and the big difference and why I don't think that technology would work as well. With the table saw, yeah, the blade's got a lot of force behind it. It's going really fast. But at the end of the day, it's a thin metal disc. And basically, you throw a piece of metal into a spinning piece of metal, and it stops it pretty well. A bandsaw is a little bit different in that you've got a loop of metal, but it's stretched between these big, heavy cast iron flywheels. And a lot of the power of a bandsaw comes from the rotation and the inertia of these heavy cast iron wheels. So I'm trying to think of like how you would break that process, how you would throw I don't know, because I can imagine if you threw like a piston in there, if you threw like a piece of metal, yeah, you could maybe stop one of those flywheels, but you could also shatter it into a million pieces. So it's a different force. It's a different type of process than what you can get with a table saw. Actually, Sirium, I did find that, to be perfectly honest, the saw stop out of the box, like unless it really gets jostled a lot in shipment, it's pretty well calibrated out of the box. Like I did not have to move the tabletop or adjust the tabletop at all. The blade's pretty well in line. You just want to verify with some stuff that you know is straight. So making sure that the blade sits perpendicular to the front of the table saw, or you could also say parallel with the T-tracks along the sides, just verifying that is in fact square. And then the fence itself has got a lot of little adjustments on it. You can actually adjust the fence so that it sort of tilts one way or another. You want to get that as parallel as you can to the blade. It's tricky. It's precision. You just kind of have to look at it from a bunch of different angles until you're happy with it. And then, if you make a test cut and you're finding it's pinching or binding in the back, or your fence seems a little out of alignment, then hey, it might be. And then you just make little micro adjustments until you're happy with it. Yeah, Scott. I mean, it's one of those things where the table saw is kind of unique in that sense. Blades also are, you can spend a lot on a blade, but you're probably going to destroy your blade too. It's the way that the motion goes. Also with the saw stop too is that not only does it shove a piece of metal into the bottom of the blade. If you haven't seen how a saw stop works, there's plenty of videos online. There's like slow-mo videos. Discovery Channel, 15 years ago or something, made a time warp slow-mo video of that happening. They even have the insides of it. But it's this metal shoe that just jams up into the blade. But not only does it stop the blade in a fraction of a second, it also, the inertia, the forward inertia, causes the entire arbor mechanism to drop. So it's sort of held with a little pinchy friction catch like the whole assembly, and then when you reset it, you just kind of jam it back up in there. But it's held by this sort of friction catch, and that forward inertia causes the whole arbor assembly to actually drop down. So not only does the blade stop, but it actually retracts under the table, which is really cool. So like if the blade stops, but you're still pushing forward, you're still going to jam into this stopped but still sharp blade. It actually gets it out of the way, which is awesome. But you just can't replicate. I'm not an engineer, so I don't think one could really replicate something similar to that on a bandsaw. I can't even think of how to begin doing something like that. But I don't know. I'm not an engineer. If I was an engineer, I don't know. I'd probably still be making YouTube videos. Yeah. Next to Mark Rober. Anywho. How long have we been going? Shoot. Oh man, I think we're even further than yesterday. 2 hours and 40 minutes. Something like that. Wow. Okay. I don't mind that. Okay, guys. I do have some other things. 1:10. We started at noon my time, which was about 2.5 hours ago. Well, alrighty. I think we'll probably call it there for today. Plans for the rest of the week, guys. So tomorrow we're going to be starting again at noon. I got my own dentist appointment to go to. Kids had theirs today. I got mine tomorrow. So we'll start around noon tomorrow, and then Thursday and Friday we'll be back to 9 a.m. Schedules. So for tomorrow, let's see. Let's get our checklist checked off here. Task items. There we go. We did the front frame. Got that all done. And then the foot cutouts. We haven't done the top and bottom frames. I was thinking maybe we would do that, but yeah, that's fine. We don't need to. We don't need to do that today. So we do need to do the top and bottom frames. There's going to be one up here and then one down below. The top frame is just going to, the frames are going to help square everything up a little bit and sort of keep it from squeezing in on each other, the corners from squeezing in on each other, and provide a little more support. The top frame will help support the workbench top, and I'm gonna try and make that at least out of some. I got some pine lumber. You can probably see it leaning up over here. Probably try and make that out of pine so that I can make some long screw holes through that and get up into the workbench, the underside of the workbench. And then for the bottom, we'll have a frame down below, and that's actually, I didn't have it in the design, but I'm gonna put like some slats across. To make like a little footrest shelf sort of thing. I can put stuff down there or put my feet down there, and that'll be the inside. And then we'll have some painting to do. I did have to, since we got these pocket holes, these exposed pocket holes, I am going to have to put some trim in here. So I think we should probably actually add that to the list. We'll still do feet as a question mark. But I think we'll do that. We'll probably do the feet last because that's kind of a last thing if we want to do feet. Corner trim. Okay, corner trim. It looks like I'm running out of room here. Task items. Let's make that a little bit larger and make that, that's right. I need to go in and change the pixel. I got a pixel peep on this. I hate that. I'll do 400. All right, there we go. That's a little cleaner, isn't it? All right, there we go. Now we got to post it. Boom. Yay. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, guys. What's the top going to be from? That's a grand question. I'm not sure yet. I designed this top here. I designed it to spec. I designed it to the size I wanted. But as for the details, basically, what's most important is that this part is going to be 2 1/4 inches thick. So the jury's still out how I'm going to do this. I could go the expensive route and make like a full like hard maple laminated bench top. That would be cool, but that's going to be really expensive for a garage workbench. I mean, let's be real here. I mean, yeah, I want this to look nice, but that's going to be super expensive. Considering I'm going to be painting the bottom, I don't know, just having really expensive wood on the top and just sort of a painted plywood bottom, it seems a little weird to me. I mean, it would look cool, don't get me wrong, but another thing I was thinking actually was doing it as sort of, how do I want to say, like a little modular piece, like laminating getting some 2x4s and like getting some 2x4s and gluing those together. Let's see, 1 1/4 inch or something. That's 1 inch, like 1 1/2 or something like that, and then getting some 1/2 inch plywood and then having that as the top. So like a cheaper 2x4 underneath, and then plywood on the top, and then I could switch the plywood out if I needed. But honestly, I'm not quite sure yet. But that's one of those I'll figure it. I guess I'll figure it out as I go, as I get there. So yeah. Either way, it's gonna have to be it's gonna have to be 2 1/4 inches thick one way or another. So let's see, what's 0.75, and then how much do I have to work with? 1 1/2. Okay, so I'd have to have 1 1/2. I could technically take some 2x4s down and then split them just in the right way. That would be 60 inches. I may actually have to go into my work to do that, because that may be just a little bit longer and more precise than I need, that I can do here in the garage. But I'm no hand tool god or anything. Well, I don't have the workbench for it yet. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to close this out. Oops. Let's actually make this look nice. Save that. No, I'm not going to put wheels on it. The biggest problem that I have in this garage, it's not level. It's not even flat. Not in any way. This house is like 60 or 70 years old. It's on a hill. It's California. I mean, the ground moves. And so, like, I got a big crack in the middle of the slab here, and it's just nothing I can do about it. It's not going anywhere. But the problem is, if I have this on wheels, I'm going to have the wheels all at the same level, and there's never going to be a spot in this garage where all 4 wheels are going to be touching the ground at the same time. What I'm most likely going to do is get some heavy-duty levelers that I can attach to the outside of the corners. I'm going to pick a spot, drop it there, put the levelers on there, and then level it up so that it's all nice and level, and it's just going to stay there. I mean, it would be nice to have it on locking wheels, and I love those locking casters where it's like you can you can step on them and then the wheels go down, and then you can lift it back up and it drops down so the wheels aren't even engaging the floor. That's so cool. And actually, I mean, what I could do, and I could even do this later. I don't have to do it right now. I could put the levelers on there, but then later on, if I decide I'm like, oh yeah, I do want to move this, I do want to have some wheels, I can put wheels, like some of those like step-on, drop-down wheels that will just go a little bit past the levelers. If I can get them just a little past the levelers, I can put wheels on two sides and then lift it up on the other side and sort of cart it around. That would make it work, but even so, it's not that heavy. I can slide it. So yeah, no wheels, unfortunately. It's just this floor is not gonna be good for wheels. Like, I can't even really move my table saw around. It's pretty much where it's gonna be. It would be nice because then I could be a little more flexible in here, but oh well, gotta work with what you have. So okay, guys. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it a day here. We've been going for a while, and we got 3 more days of my spring break that I'm going to be doing this and chatting with you guys. So, yeah, tomorrow, noon Pacific, or whatever time works for you, or whatever time works for me. Noon Pacific, we'll be back here, and hope to see you guys here again. So, all right.